Ja, wie läuft es bei dir nach deinem Kampf? Was ist so in der Zwischenzeit passiert?
Nach meinem Kampf musste ich so ein paar gesundheitliche Sachen klären. Habe ich jetzt geklärt und bin wieder im Training. Motiviert immer. Motivation ist immer da. Bin bereits wieder auf der Matte. Langsam das Gewicht wieder runterbringen. Ich freue mich auf die nächsten Herausforderungen, die vor uns stehen. Wir haben am Wochenende ein paar Jungs, die bei Octagon kämpfen, bei PFL, bei Cage Warriors. Also das wird ein großes Ding. Ich bin auch in Hamburg dabei. Ich werde die Ecke von Ahmad machen. Ich bin wahnsinnig gespannt. Das wird eine fette Schlägerei. Ich bin übrigens auch in Hamburg dabei beim Open Workout. Es wird ein Open Workout geben.
Ich auch.
Oh, let's go. Du bist auch in Hamburg?
Ja.
Let's go. Du bist auch in Hamburg?
Ja.
Wirklich?
Ja.
Ey.
Wegen RTL.
Also wir sehen uns in Hamburg. Ich habe ein kleines Q&A vorbereitet. Es haben ein paar Leute bei Instagram ein paar Fragen gestellt und die würde ich jetzt gerne einfach beantworten. Hier die erste Frage. Hast du Angst vor Schlägen bzw. Treffer? Wenn nein, wie bist du dann damit umgegangen? Ich glaube, jeder Mensch hat Angst vor Schlägen und bzw. getroffen zu werden. Ich persönlich mag es nicht, getroffen zu werden und vermeide es so gut es geht. In meinem Training, in meiner Grundausbildung lag der Fokus sehr stark auf Verteidigung. Ich sage immer Defense Number One. Das hat einen guten Grund, denn du kannst noch so gut austeilen. Deine Karriere ist nicht so langlebig, wenn du immer wieder Schläge kassierst, wenn du immer wieder Schaden davon trägst. Deswegen mache nicht nur ich in meinem Training, sondern auch zum Beispiel meinen Schülern, Leuten, denen ich Kampfsport unterrichte, bringe ich denen als erstes ein gewisses Fundament an Verteidigung bei. Zum Beispiel heute haben wir auch gut an Verteidigung gearbeitet. Und es ist wichtig, dass du nicht nur vom Kopf her dich an die Schläge gewöhnst, sondern auch deine Reflexe. Vielmehr, deine Reflexe müssen sich an die Schläge gewöhnen. Das bedeutet, du musst fühlen, wie die Schläge auf dich einwirken, wie du die empfängst, wie du die blockst. Und nur so kommst du damit klar. Aber das ist alles eine Sache des Trainings. Bro, geh ruhig.
Der Respekt ist groß hier.
Okay, zweite Frage ist auf Englisch. Do you specially need a manager as a pro fighter? As a pro fighter, you don't really need a manager if you got the contacts, especially to local shows. You can usually contact them via Instagram or Facebook. But I would advise you to get a good manager because he can lay out a plan for your career. He can choose the right opponents and he can also allow you to enter some good organization, create good opportunities. So I would highly advise to get a good manager.
What is your manager?
My manager is Ruby Sports. He's the one who manages Peter Yan, Rafael Fizier, Dricus Duplessis, the middleweight champion. So yeah, I got a good management. I'm happy with it. Next one. What do you consider as a good gym and good coach? Maybe red flags too. A good gym. This is a good gym. And I'm not talking about the equipment. It's good to have a well-equipped gym. Furthermore, the most important thing is having great training partners, great atmosphere. You need training partners who want you to evolve, who don't want to break you down, but rather help you grow. And you need a good coach. A good coach means somebody who's experienced. He doesn't need necessarily competition experience, but he needs experience in coaching. If he's got a good track record of successful athletes, I consider that as a good coach. Also, he needs to be able to package the knowledge and help you learn and grow. There are a couple red flags. There's a YouTube video that I made about red flags in MMA gyms. Number one red flags is injuries. If you find a gym that has lots of athletes who injure themselves, that means the training system is too overwhelming, there's too much ego involved, and people just hurt each other. And that is not good for your longevity as a fighter and in general. If you do it as a hobby, you'll likely quit really fast if you keep collecting injuries. So I think this is the number one red flag. Is it better to be known as a fighter or to be a regular guy? I think the question is not to be known as a regular guy or a fighter, but rather, is it preferable to be known or not? Like, do you want to be famous or not? I think that's the question, you know? And I think like nowadays, many people, they want to go viral, they want lots of followers, they want to be famous, they want to be popular. I understand that, but I think it's a double-edged sword. If I'm known as a fighter or not, I think it doesn't make much of a difference. People they will receive you however they want, and as long as you are a decent person and you're confident and humble, and especially confident, then you'll be good. Oh, next one is interesting. What are disadvantages of a pro fighter? Being a pro fighter, it has a lot of disadvantages. First of all, risk of injury is too damn high. In the end of the day, you enter a cage against a trained opponent who wants to hurt you. I mean, this is a big disadvantage. You need to be prepared for that. It's a life of discomfort. You need to track your nutrition. You need to manage your weight. You need to train even though you don't feel like training. You have to be a little bit self-centered. Lots of friendships and relationships may suffer if it's not compatible, because you need to think of yourself first. Because you're entering the cage and somebody wants to beat you up. It's an unhealthy sport, but of course it also has lots of advantages. You're forced to take care of your body, you're forced to train, you're constantly evolving, you're learning new things, traveling the world, and also getting to know amazing people. It has pros and cons. Do you already know how you're gonna compensate fighting later? So after I'm done fighting, there's always something to do. There's always something to do. I would just shift my focus. My main mission is to travel the world, beat up people and get paid. My second mission is to spread the sport. I want many, many people to get to know the beauty of the sport. I want to teach them how to defend themselves. I want to teach them the proper art of mixed martial arts. I've already set up my online platform, and I would keep growing that. I would continue teaching and giving my valuable knowledge to the next generation. I like to stay busy. Since I'm young, I like to stay busy. I like to do things. I don't waste much time. It's just a habit of mine, and I think this is the most important thing. Many pro fighters, after they retire, they fall into some kind of depression. Cannot let go, and then you do another one, and you do another one, and you keep getting injured. Maybe you lose some brain cells along the way, and you need a smart exit plan. I go 110% in the fight game and 110% in all other areas as well. What do you do when you're injured and you miss the activity your body actually needs? I think this is a very popular question. Lots of martial artists and athletes, they wonder, okay, I'm injured, what should I do now? You're motivated, you're disciplined, you finally built all your habits that help you move to the gym, right? And now something's taken away from you. Obviously, you can always shift your focus. Let's say my foot is broken, I can still go to the gym, lift weights. If my hand is broken, I can go running, I can do jump rope, I can do shadow boxing. So there's always some kind of way to train. But assume you're totally out of order. You're totally unable to train. In that case, do some stretching and mobility. And even if that doesn't work, I would try to build my brand as a fighter. I think this is always a possibility, and every fighter should do that. Every fighter should build their brand and be a transparent athlete, because in the end of the day, it's a really interesting thing that you do, right? As an athlete, as a fighter, it's one of the most interesting things. Why not share your lifestyle with other people? Another thing that is overlooked is analyzing fights. If I'm injured or I'm ill, I can still watch fights, analyze, watch instructionals. I'm a big fan of drilling mentally. I do lots of visualization. On the surface level, it seems a little bit like many people will think, yeah, okay, what is he doing? This shit doesn't work. But I think visualization is an important aspect of learning things, because your nervous system is still building the connections. If I imagine throwing a certain kick, and if I keep doing that, then the execution later will be much easier, much more fluid. If the body is unable, you work the mind. What do you think? What's the difference fighting in Germany or in Turkey? Honestly, I don't know how it's like fighting in Turkey, because I never fought there. But I can tell you one thing, there are a lot of fight fans in Turkey. The sport is growing on a much faster rate in Germany. It's much more popular, of course. More people are aware of the sport of MMA, but in Turkey, on a cultural level, it's much more accepted. Like fighting in general, there's gonna be some auntie on the street, she knows what's fighting. And she's looking at you and she's like, hey, are you a boxer? Are you a wrestler? She knows. the supermarket cashier knows. And when I went to Turkey, each time I go to Turkey, multiple times a day. Each time I leave the house, I leave the hotel, people stop me. Hey, are you a fighter? Hey, you're a fighter. Hey, I know you from somewhere. The interest over there is growing. The opportunities, they have to come. Even if it's a small fighting event, any fighting event is full. Like, people love it over there. Octagon, if you plan on doing an event in Istanbul, I guarantee you it's gonna be sold out. Wenn du nur noch eine Kampfsportart machen dürftest, welche wäre es? Ich persönlich bin ein Fan von Muay Thai. Ich liebe Muay Thai. Es macht einfach extrem Spaß, dieser Sport. Wenn ich mich entscheiden müsste, dann wäre das Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Einfach weil das eine Sportart ist, die man bis ins hohe Alter machen kann. Es ist eine abwechslungsreiche Sportart. Es sind so viele, also man hat ständig was Neues zu lernen. Super effektiv für Selbstverteidigung. Sowohl Kindern würde ich empfehlen, mit Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu anzufangen, als auch älteren Personen, beziehungsweise auch insbesondere Frauen. Meiner Meinung nach sollte jede Frau mindestens 1 bis 2 Jahre Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu trainiert haben, einfach so, um ein gewisses Sicherheitsgefühl zu erlangen, um sich einfach in einer Notlage verteidigen zu können. Da sind keine Schläge mit involviert. Du kannst 100% gehen, ohne dass du jetzt deinem Partner voll aufs Maul hauen musst. Klar, jeder Kontaktsport hat ein gewisses Verletzungsrisiko, aber man kann schon, ich würde sagen, es ist sicherer als Fußball. Garantiert.
Verfolgst du auch gerade die UFC, BJJ-Sache, was die da so aufbauen wollen, dieses Turnier und so?
Genau, es gibt ja jetzt, UFC hat ja jetzt UFC BJJ rausgebracht, neues Format. Finde ich mega spannend. Ich finde, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wurde immer so ein bisschen als Randsportart angesehen. Und die Leute sind aufs Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu meistens durch den MMA-Sport gekommen. Jetzt ist es so ein bisschen getrennt, beziehungsweise kann man das so parallel laufen lassen. Finde ich super, dass es auch an den Mainstream quasi, an das Mainstream-Publikum gelangt. Und wer weiß, vielleicht baut man sowas auch in Deutschland auf.